Vitality, available exclusively through InfoWarsLife.com today. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
General, what do you think about the FBI saying that there's a terror alert on Monday about a potential Fort Hood situation?
The police are shoving people, shoving Alex, shoving the crowd.
Here we go, folks. I'm being assaulted.
Whether it's the radio show, the news websites, documentary films, or the nightly news, InfoWars is the tip of the spear.
Is this another false flag stage attack to take our civil liberties and put more homeland security while sticking their hands down on the pants on the streets?
It's up to us to set brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere. And that's what PrisonPlanet.tv is designed to do.
You watch, the Assad regime is going to be blamed or accused of using chemical weapons against the so-called rebels.
What we see now is a war against reality. It's a war against the truth.
It's more vital than ever that supporters of freedom become members of PrisonPlanet.tv and share their membership with up to 11 friends and family. Visit InfoWarsNews.com today. Become a member, share your membership, and help take the InfoWar to the next level.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you'll love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
Live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide, it's Alex Jones.
Well, if you're in Dallas, Texas, we'd really love to talk to you. But if it's spreading, you know it's already gotten outside Dallas. This guy flew back from Liberia on board an aircraft full of hundreds of people. And there are folks with Ebola by the hundreds of thousands in Africa now jumping on aircraft as well. But they can't go to France. They can't go to Germany. They can't go to England. They can't go to the United Arab Emirates. They can't go a whole bunch of places. But you know where they can come? They can come right here to America because, well, up is down and down is up. The toll-free number to join us on the Sunday transmission is 877-789-2539. 877-789-ALEX. That's 877-789-2539. And again, later on in the next hour, I'll open the phones up for a general discussion of other issues. I have a lot of other news I want to get to. But we're talking about Ebola. So just if you call in and it's something else, just get ready to get hung up on. It's just the way it is. Because we don't screen your calls, so it's always a free-for-all. But we're on this topic. I'd love to hear from you. And one of the topics I will get to in the next hour, Army chiefs tell government stop Gulf states funding terrorism. Pressure is mounting on government to take action against wealthy Gulf states accused of funding Islamic terrorism after the beheading of Alan Henning, a British aid worker kidnapped in Syria. I had Colonel Schaefer on about a month ago who briefed the Armed Services Committee in closed session, and he said that the Pentagon told him the same thing. Our allies are arming ISIS, which is known as ISIS or IS or ISIL. It's really Al-Qaeda. And we're arming them as well. It needs to stop. 2 weeks ago, General Dempsey, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, came out and in testimony said, no, our allies are arming these people, and they're horrible. So, see, we've entered kind of a bizarro world, fantastical land where there was always lying and corruption in government. But I've studied history, and I've lived 20 years on air and 20-plus years politically active. I've never seen anything like it where they go, if we shut the border, Ebola will get in. If we don't let flights fly in from Liberia or Sierra Leone, Ebola will get in. If we don't jump off the cliff, we might break our legs. You know, pregnant women need to take double the flu shots. Until 5 years ago, all the inserts said never take it if you're pregnant. It'll kill your baby or brain damage them. It's well known. So they just went, you know what? You need extra shots. It's all about over-the-top weirdness. Actual death panels in Obamacare, now admitted. Actual death panels at the VA to not give people treatment. It's just Twilight Zone, and they got away with it. Why not? Why not clean up the vomit for 4 or 5 days or a week, or let the ambulance that carried the Ebola patient drive around for 6 days before you clean it up? Why not just let flights come in? Why not? I mean, why should we expect Rick Perry to tell Obama to shut down the flights? It's an absolute default, no-brainer, absolute reality to do that. They've never allowed Ebola patients in. They've never allowed people in from countries where something like this is happening. This is unprecedented, ladies and gentlemen. And it's because they want to use a crisis. That's what I want to hear from the callers on. The globalists want to basically use this crisis to bring in a medical tyranny, a forced inoculation program with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Monsanto created Ebola vaccine they're set to roll out. I guarantee you that's why, bare minimum, they've turned off the default. It's like not closing a hatch on a submarine when you submerge. It's a no-brainer. Or not pressurizing a jumbo jet, a 777, before you take off from Houston International to fly to London, England. They're turning off all the defaults because the public, I guess they think, is absolutely brain dead. I mean, is America done? How much more crazy does the system have to get? I marveled in the last 4 years as our government openly funded Al-Qaeda and turned them loose to kill every Christian they could find, a non-radical Muslim in the Middle East, as a destabilization program. Then our military, about 1.5 years ago, started speaking up and saying no, and a lot of it stopped, and now they're back again in England and the U.S. saying we shouldn't be part of this. Our military is doing that. They've never started going public saying we shouldn't be doing this. They've always followed orders, and that shows you how crazy the elite is. Military knows what all the flags and communications are. They know they were ordered to arm these guys 4 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago. So there's some good news here at the same time. But that's what I mean. It's so wild, so Twilight Zone. Now, where they have the head of the CDC straight-faced saying, we've got to let flights fly in and out of these African countries, that the presidents of these countries admit they basically collapsed. And so anybody with money, even poor people that have saved it, are begging to get on planes, and other countries won't take them, so they come here. So America is now like the place to run across the Atlantic Ocean, the 9-hour flight from West Africa into New York City, what a 10 or 11-hour flight into Dallas, 9-hour flight into Miami, 9-hour flight into Atlanta. And they're not even, they don't have the heat sensors at the airport. They don't have the, no, they're putting them in the school. We're going to let the kids that may have Ebola be at the school, but we're going to have heat sensors. And then, as if that joke isn't bizarre enough, And this is a psychological tactic called gaslighting, but it's more sophisticated, where they just scramble everything, where no one even knows what's going on. It's so over the top. How the NRA is making the Ebola crisis worse by Crystal Ball and Ann Thompson. And they go on to say the NRA is the problem, that Americans own guns, and don't even give a reason. It's bizarre. It's like Obamacare will cut your bill in half, even though it doubles it. And it'll raise payroll taxes on poor people. You know, I tell people I know is, and stuff that's on record, like, hey, you know, over 2,000 corporations got total Obamacare waivers. So McDonald's doesn't have to get it for their employees, but a mom and pop does, which then makes their hamburgers more expensive, so they go bankrupt. And people look at me, they've known me for years, and they go, that can't be true. That's discrimination. Well, while they're busy banning people dressing up in Halloween like any character that might hurt someone's feelings, Pancho Villa can't do it. Cowboy can't do it. Who said we couldn't do it? They can literally come out and demonize the Second Amendment and just put an article out. Gun owners did it. When Ebola comes, it's gun owners with no evidence, with no thought, with no even reason. It's like when MSNBC, and I've played this clip probably 20 times, I'm not going to play it again, said the Boston bombers were influenced by Alex Jones, and Alex Jones is deeply racist. What did the Boston bombing have to do with deep racism or me? And they showed no proof. Just like now they say the NRA is to blame for the Ebola, and then don't even explain why. It's just, you're just to blame. I said so. That's the level of craziness that's taking place here. And Governor Bobby Jindal has come out and said ban travel from Ebola nations. That's a default. We should not be accepting flights from countries that are Ebola-stricken. The Republican governor said in a statement, President Obama said it was unlikely that Ebola would reach the U.S. Well, it has, and we need to protect our people, he said. But the Obama administration keeps saying they won't shut down flights. They instead say we should just listen to the experts. In fact, they said it would be counterproductive to stop these flights. These statements defy logic. That's key. Defy logic. Hey, you should shut the hatch on the submarine before you submerge. No, I'm not going to. You will drown. Shut up, racist. It's racist to close this hatch. You're like, how is it racist to close the hatch? Just, it's racist, okay? Said it was. Okay? And again, I expected Rick Perry to do this. I've been calling since Wednesday for Rick Perry to call for this. Nothing. That's the thing about Rick Perry, man. His advisors are hooked into the globalists. And it makes me want to throw up. Rick Perry, do you hear me? You would gain great political points. Get in Obama's face.
You've heard about the essential qualities of iodine when it comes to your well-being, and you've read the opinions of top experts regarding this good member of the halogen family. Still, reports indicate that iodine is absent in sufficient amounts from the daily lives of countless people worldwide. Now, our extra-strength new nascent iodine formula is here, Survival Shield X2, leading the way into the next generation of super high-quality nascent iodine. InfoWars Life Survival Shield X2 is derived from 200+ million-year-old salt solutions found more than 7,000 feet below the Earth's surface. The result is a unique nascent iodine that is both concentrated and free of unwanted additives, genetically modified ingredients, and completely vegan. We even pre-screen our Survival Shield X2 iodine for radiation. Pure, clean, and sourced from deep within the Earth, X2 nascent iodine is available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, or call 1-888-253-3139.
In the near future.
When you realize how fake it all is, the football, the basketball.
Alert. Security alert. This is Homeland Security. Analysis. InfoWars building independent media operations.
Let the worst people get controlled and tell us that we are the ones responsible.
Prime directive. Discredit Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
A popular conspiracy theory talk show called InfoWars.
Alex Jones is now in an Austin jail.
These people are assaulting us.
Targeting of patriots engaged.
They are never going to stop. They're never going to deviate from their program until we stop them.
Block free iPhone app at Infowars.com. block free podcast and video feed. Imperative. Destroy prison.